Hello, and thank you for joining me for Seated Stretches. My name is Karen Brownlee. All you need is a chair and your body weight. We're going to have a seat in the chair, and we're going to start our stretches with a piriformis stretch. You're going to take one ankle, and you're going to put it up on your thigh. The goal here is to sit up as tall as you can with your chest up, your shoulders down, and your belly tight to try to keep you erect. The tendency, I'll demonstrate from the side, although you can stay facing, the tendency is to round your back. Sit back on your cushy tush and have that back rounded. But I'd like you to try as hard as you can to sit up as straight as you can, because you'll get a more effective stretch in this area if you do. We're going to hold each stretch for approximately 20 seconds, but don't hold me to it. I'm not using a timer for that. All right, let's put that foot down and stretch the other ankle up. So again, sit as tall as you can with your chest up, your shoulders down, and your belly tight. Try to sit as straight as you can so you get a more effective stretch in this area. If it hurts, come out of that stretch and don't do it. One side is usually easier to stretch than the other, and some people are more flexible than others. If your leg is way up here, that's okay. If your back has to round, that's okay. You're still getting a stretch when you do this. Some of you may be able to push this leg all the way down and lay on your thigh. That's not me. So we all have different flexibilities. You try to find that stretch and feel it. All right, our next stretch is going to be a hamstring stretch. You're going to straighten one leg out, scooch to the front of your chair, get that leg as straight as you can, sit up as tall as you can, and then keeping your spine erect, gently lean forward. Some of you might be able to reach down and touch your toes. Some of you might be able to wrap your hand around those toes. Some of you may be able to barely get to your knee with your back flat. Again, I want that back flat. I don't want you to round. I want you to keep your back flat. That gets you a more effective hamstring stretch. If you're in this position and you feel a stretch, but it's not much, you could try rotating in from the hip or rotating out from the hip and seeing if you could find your tight spot, and then you can hold that stretch there. You could also try rubbing your hand up and down the back of your hamstring and see if you can find an area that feels tighter than someplace else. It will increase the blood flow to that area and hopefully get it to stretch a little bit more. All right, let's switch legs. If you need to help that leg come back up, by all means do. Again, I'm sitting on the front of my chair. That feels good to me. You can sit further back if you need to. Your chest is up, your shoulders are down, your belly is tight. Your other leg is out straight. You're trying to get so you can see it better. And then you're going to gently come forward from the hips. Remember, your back stays erect, and it stays tucked in. You can reach down that thigh. If you can grab your foot, by all means do. My left thigh is tighter than my right, so I can't reach down as far on this side. But as I sit here, I can get a little bit further. But it doesn't matter how far you can stretch. What's important is that you're stretching your body. You could try again internally or externally rotating from the hip to try to find a tighter spot. You could also rub your hand on the back of that thigh. Try to find a tight spot and see if you can rub through it to increase the blood flow and feel that stretch a little bit more effectively. Try to keep that back flat. Try to not round your back. All righty. Well, let's come back up to seated. What we're going to do now is we're going to stretch our inner thigh. I need to scooch my chair over to get my left leg out. What you're going to do, in fact, I'm going to go back a little bit, is you're going to put that leg out. I'm sorry you can't see my leg. You can scooch towards the front of your chair or sit on the back or middle of your chair. We're stretching out the inner thigh of the leg that is off to the side. I don't have enough room here for you to see my foot, so we'll just pretend my leg's out straight for now. So you'll see, you might have the inside of your foot on the ground. You might be able to get the outside of your foot on the ground. When I'm really stretching my inner thigh, I just have my leg out to the side. I can't get my foot down or the inside of my leg down. I'm just sort of sitting on the outside of my shoe. That's what works for me. If you want to try to get more of a stretch out of this, if you don't feel enough of a stretch, you can put your hand on the outside of your thigh and reach down the outside of that leg, and then hopefully you'll feel a little bit more of a stretch in the inner thigh here. When I do this leg, you'll be able to see my foot better. Should have done that leg first. Thanks for bearing with me. All right, if you want, you can put your hand under your thigh and bring that leg back in. I'm going to scooch here now, put my chair all the way over here. I'm going to put this leg out, so you'll put your other leg out. So, as I do this stretch, I can't quite get my ankle on the ground, and I certainly can't get the bottom of my foot on the ground. But I'm getting a stretch, and that's all that matters, is that you're getting a stretch in your inner thigh. Again, if you want to increase that stretch, you can gently lean down that thigh to get a little bit more stretch in your inner thigh. All right, come on back up. I'm going to put my chair back in the middle. We're now going to stretch the front of the hip. So what you're going to do is scooch to one side of your chair, put one leg back. When you put that leg back, hold on to the other side of the chair. We're trying to stretch the front of the hip. So when that leg goes back, you can either be on the top of your shoe or you can have the bottom of your shoe on the ground. Either way works. What we're trying to do is stretch out the front of the hip of the leg that is back. Two options for your arm. Hold on to your chair with the other arm. You can take the arm of the leg that's back, bring it up beside your head, bend your arm, put your hand behind your head, tuck your chin in, and push your head back into your hand. That's one option. Another option would be to reach down the back of that thigh and try to reach back and touch the back of your knee. One of those ways might give you more of a stretch. If neither one does, that's okay. You can just sit up straight. Again, we're trying to do what's comfortable for you to get you a stretch in the front of the hip of the leg that is back. All right, let's bring that leg up and switch sides. So now you'll put the other leg back. Again, you can have the top of the shoe on the ground or the bottom of the shoe on the ground, whatever's comfortable for you. We're trying to stretch the front of the hip of the leg that is back. Again, you could bring that arm up, bend it behind your head, tuck your chin in and push your head back into your hand. Or you could reach down the back of that thigh. We're trying to stretch the front of that hip. All right, we're going to come up to standing now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our chair and we're going to put it behind us. And I'd like you to have something else maybe to hold on to if you need to. You're going to try and put that foot up on that chair to stretch the front of your thigh. If you don't feel a stretch, you could then try standing next to your chair and bringing your leg up and holding on to your pant leg or your sock or your shoe or your foot or your ankle. I'll demonstrate from the side. So you're stretching the front of the thigh. If you still don't feel much of a stretch, you could also try to bring that leg behind you. We're trying to stretch the front of the thigh of the leg that is back. So you can have the leg back, you can have the leg next to you, or you could have the leg up on something. You could even have it up on something else and hold on to your chair. All right, let's do the other leg so we can change it again. You could hold on to your chair and put your foot up on something else. Or you can hold on to your chair and bend your leg up behind you. You can grab your pant leg or your sock or your shoe or your foot or your ankle. You can stand with that thigh next to your other thigh. Or if you want, you could bring it further back for more of a stretch. You're going to do what's best for you. We're trying to stretch the front of the thigh of the leg that is back. All right, put that leg down. Okay, the next stretch we're going to do, you're going to stand next to your chair, and the leg that is farthest from the chair, you're going to put behind the other leg. Then what you're going to do is you're going to reach your arm up. I'm going to scooch back a little bit so you can see my arm come up. And you're going to lean over so you're stretching the outside of the hip of the leg that is in behind. You're also stretching down your arm, down your side. And now come on up and let's switch sides. I'm not going to hold on to my chair so that I don't have to take the time for you to move it, but I'm going to hold on to something over here. The other leg goes back, and then my arm's going to go up. Watch out for the ceiling fan, and lean over. So I'm stretching the outside of my arm, down my side, and mostly my outer thigh. Good. Hold on to something, or you can just have your hand on your thigh or just hanging down. All right, let's stand back up. Now we're going to stretch our calves. I'm going to step back a little bit, move my chair and set up myself up so you can see my legs. One leg in front, one leg behind. Back leg is straight, back heel is down. Front leg bends. You're stretching the top part of the calf of this leg that is back. Then keeping that heel down, bend that back leg slightly. Now you're getting a little closer to the bone, a little closer to the heel. You might feel this in the bottom of your foot more than the other side. All right, let's switch sides. So, back leg is straight, back heel is down, front leg bends. Stretching the top part of the calf of the leg that is back. Now keeping that heel down, bend that back leg slightly. Again, it'll get a little deeper towards the bone, a little further down towards your ankle or your heel or the bottom of your foot. All right, let's stand back up again and let's sit back down again. What we're going to do now, I'm going to demonstrate this stretch from the side. You're going to sit and you're going to put your arms out in front of you. You're going to clasp your hands together and you're going to round your upper back, tuck your head down, stretching your upper back, your middle back. Then we're going to sit up. You're going to bring your arms out to your sides and just sit up tall, tuck your chin in, and try to touch the backs of your hands together behind you. Your shoulders will stay down. I'm going to turn my chair. You keep in that position. Your shoulders stay down. You're stretching out your whole front, from the middle of your rib cage all the way down your arms. And if you try to bring your fingertips open behind you, you'll even stretch your wrists and your hands. Let your arms come down. Good. The next stretch we're going to do is for our neck. You're going to bring your chin to your chest. Just nice deep breaths with your chin to your chest. Sitting up tall, so you're just stretching your neck. Now you're going to bring your chin to one collarbone. Keep that chin to the chest. Just let your shoulders hang down. You can have your arms at your sides. You can have them in your lap. Now bring your chin back to the middle of your chest and bring it to your other collarbone. Now you bring your chin back to the middle, put your fingertips on your forehead, push your head up. What I'd like you to do now is take one ear, drop it to your shoulder. Stretching out this side of your neck. Try to keep both shoulders down. Don't try to bring this shoulder to your ear. And if you feel a tightness here, don't try to lift this shoulder up. Now, the side that your ear is towards your shoulder, take that hand, put it on the side of your head, push your head up. Now drop your head down to the other side. Why am I asking you to help your head come back up? Because we are sort of overstretching these muscles by holding them there for a while. And when they're overstretched like that, it's stressful on them for you to have to pull that big heavy head back up. So we give it a little help. Remember to keep those shoulders down. Side of the head where the ear is towards the shoulder, put your hand on the side of your head and push your head up. All right, what we're going to do now is you're going to cross thigh on thigh. So I've got my right leg over my left leg, and I realize it's probably backwards for you, but if you've got the right leg on top, you're going to take your left arm, put it on the outside of your right leg. Then you're going to turn towards your right. So again, if your right leg's on top, you're turning to the right. I'm grabbing the back of my chair to help me turn. I'm also turning my chin as far as I can to the right. So I'm stretching the outside of my hip, I'm stretching my torso, and I'm stretching my neck all at once. Try to keep your shoulders down. Now come on back to the middle and let's switch sides. Put the other leg on top. I've got my left leg on top, so my right arm's going to go on the outside of my left leg. If your right leg's on top, you're going to do the other. And I'm going to turn to my left. So if my left leg is on top, I'm turning to my left as hard as I can through my neck. Stretching the outside of my hip, stretching my torso, stretching my neck. Remember, if any of these don't feel good to you, don't do them. Some people's backs don't twist. You do not have to do this just because I'm doing it. If it doesn't feel good to you, stop doing it. on back to the middle. All right. Feet together, knees together, thighs together. I would like you to just lie down on your thighs. Let your head drop down. Reach down as far as you can. You can hug your knees, or you can grab your ankles, or you can just hang there. We're stretching out the back, stretching out the spine. Nice deep breaths. Now you're going to spread your legs apart. You can come back up, or you can keep your body relatively low. And you're going to spread those legs apart and reach down between your legs and push your knees apart and lean forward. Stretching out the inner thigh as well as the spine, the low back, the middle back, and the neck. Now I'd like you to put your hands up on your thighs. Gently roll up. If you want, you can take one hand and put it on your forehead and push your head up. Thank you for joining me for stretches today. I hope you feel good. I hope you stay loose. I hope you have a terrific day. Take care.